Welcome. Hello. Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. It's the Impact Radio Show crew.
Yes.
Brought to you by the Florida Star. Everybody say what's up. I got two producers in the studio, in the booth with me today. Eldry.
Hey, y'all.
And CJ.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
So, if you guys are tuning into our live stream, you will know that it is a free show. What does that mean? That means Vanessa did not write the script. Let's be honest, this is WCGL. I'm not going to tell a lie. I did not write the script. So, we are winging it today, but that is usually when we get the best interaction from you guys. So, please, let me just shout out the numbers. 904-766-9285 and 904-766-3401. But before we get into it, CJ, please do business with one of the oldest woman-owned independent media companies in America.
You shorten that by a lot. It's like 1,000 more superlatives that Opio wrote down.
Listen, but you know what? Miss Clara deserves every last one of those superlatives because that's a pioneer right there. You're a woman and you're taking control of media. You understand the importance of media. And first she had a TV station in Texas. You know what I'm saying? So she understood the importance of media. Amy Klobuchar, if any of you pay attention to politics, she is coming up with a bill going to the Senate about the importance of local media, because once you lose local media, once you lose local narratives and you're only seeing what's in the national news, right? You lose a special part of your government. You lose a special part that should be, sacred to you. You want to know what's happening in your community. The Florida Georgia Star does a great job of covering the stories that are important to us. So she deserves all them superlatives.
She really does.
Give her flowers.
Speaking of giving Black women their flowers, I feel like my childhood has retired. I have been watching Serena Williams from beads to Nike outfits. Man. I literally remember when she was playing so hard, all them beads came out her head. She had to sit there and pick every single bead up to the point that they just banned haters. Because this is also the same woman who had a Black Panther outfit designed because her body was going through all kinds of changes after she had her baby, and they were like, "Oh my God, that outfit is inappropriate." Really, everything she wears is gonna look inappropriate.
Everything,
because y'all Black women, y'all know how y'all look. But it was the point that outfit was made to keep hematomas and blood clots from forming in her body. It just so happened to look like King T'Challa's outfit.
Right.
But y'all know how it is. They did not want to let this Black American representative, shine. But
the greatest.
Shout out to the GWOAT.
Come on.
23. Mm-hmm. Even though she's one short of Billie Jean King, that still would never be.
She's still the
best. No, she did that while being pregnant.
Right.
While being pregnant. Accused of cheating and receiving coaching, all of that. They still couldn't stop. 4 times, I don't want to get the stats wrong, but she won 4 times, 7 times, 3 times, 8 times. Nobody ain't even getting close. I think Venus only won that one 5. The only person that stood in her way of getting that last major is the other GWOAT, Miss Venus. And they played doubles today.
Right.
And they talked about how, they've longed to do that for a long time. So shout out to, to the GWOAT for retiring, because that woman had people watching tennis that ain't care nothing about tennis.
It's me. I'm them fools too.
I'm them fools too.
My kids are now in tennis and tutoring after school, so hopefully they'll grow up to be like those great American women. And I am going to make this a quick. I'm going to let you guys go to a commercial break. And then we're going to have a quick conversation between, y'all can interview each other, CJ and Eldry, and then I'll come back towards the end with the news, and you can wrap us up in a moment.
Sure.
Sounds like a plan, guys. Like DJ Will, take us out. I'm running to Le Party. I have been loaded.
We're just talking about events. I'm about to work myself up like I feel.
Move your chair over here so that people can see you. CJ, you gotta come sit over here. Y'all got this.
Yay. Can't stop, won't stop, pocket full of money.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Impact Radio Show, brought to you by the Florida Star. We want you to encourage all of your favorite businesses to do business with the Florida Georgia Star, the female-owned, trailblazing Black newspaper. Hey, this is how we get our news heard, by supporting Black media. So please tell your favorite, businesses to check out the Florida Star. You can also support the Florida Star by subscribing. It literally costs you less than a cup of coffee a day. I think $97 for the entire year. Y'all blow that in 2 crab bowls in 1 month.
And do.
So definitely do business with the Florida Star. So yes, we have Miss Eldry.
Hey y'all, what's going on?
In front of the screen.
What's happening?
So yeah, we're gonna definitely bounce back off of each other. There's a lot of things going on between us. I know I got something going on big this month. Eldry, you got anything going on big this month?
I got a few big things going on this month. So I have a fashion show called Designers on the Ave. That's next Saturday. That's going to be something you don't want to miss. They're all local designers. They're all from out east. The way they're about to present their clothing is about to be amazing. It's going to be a packed house, so y'all don't want to miss it. We also have a body positive fashion show that we highlight body images of women of all creeds, of all nationalities, just to let them know that, you gotta love the skin you're in.
Right, shout out to Miss Destiny, because she was one of our Zamunda girls at Zamunda Nights, and she is a part of that body positive show. So yeah, I've been seeing, Miss Daniels, show that all over the place. And I'm glad that, that people have been, because it's real hard to set the skin you're in. You know what I mean? Like,
is.
Literally, I was in the gym and on my memory page, 300 pounds almost of me pictures showed up on the screen. And I was not happy in that skin. I walk up on people now, they see me with no mask, like, we didn't even realize that was you.
All right. Come on.
But yeah, so what, you got anything else going on big? Because I really want to know why African Gentleman ain't part of that first fashion show you mentioned.
I think you're right. Big facts. You're right. That's on me. Charges to my head, not my heart.
She is definitely on the church radio station now. She used one of the oldest church cliches. She's been indoctrinated, y'all. She's here.
Thank you for having me. There's I'm trying to think what else. There's a Veggie Fest. I think it's called Veggie Fest.
Veggie Fest.
Yeah, I think that's this weekend.
So that's not sleeping on the couch watching football.
No, that's not. That's definitely getting up off your rump and go ahead and go eat you some really good food. It's not gonna have you have diabetes and all those other.
I'm down for a black bean burger.
Yeah, come on now. Come on. That's gonna be something that you don't want to miss out on.
All of you meatitarians out there like myself, once you go black bean, it will be hard for you to eat another Impossible Whopper.
You're right.
I'm just saying.
You're right. My daughter definitely loves the black bean over the Impossible. It takes me a minute. I won't lie. Maybe I have a little swine palate, but it definitely takes me a minute sometimes to get past the beyond me. I know.
Right. So if anybody want to know what I have done to peel off almost 97 something pounds, it's really just turning into like a vegan pescatarian hybrid. It's like the salmon and the fish.
Yeah.
Makes up for the cucumber rolls and everything else Vanessa be trying to get me to eat. So yeah. but definitely, you know what I'm saying? Like if you don't want diabetes,
try something new, man.
Try something new. Ease up on the hoagie rolls.
I'm telling you. And it'll knock your socks off. I'm not playing. Some of that stuff you be like, oh, this not real.
Hey, but don't knock Beyond Bacon till you tried it.
That's true. Very true. I'm not gonna lie, I also like turkey bacon.
So I would go beyond bacon before I go turkey bacon.
Say what?
Because it just tastes like I'm eating a shredded turkey.
Okay, maybe because you're eating the swine version of it, but in a more elegant palate. And I know I was saying eloquent, and the next word I'm about to say is really not what I should say, but it's Walmart. But listen, hear me out, saints, ain'ts, and all of those that are joining us.
We got ain'ts on the show.
We got ain'ts on here.
Okay. Here I am.
Listen, this is where they should be. But they have a Sam's Choice.
I believe it.
And that brand, when I tell you, I shameless plug to myself, one time at band camp, I made wrapped asparagus. And people didn't know that wasn't real. Because when you cook it, it gives that same characteristic where you it mind over matter wins.
Speaking of Walmart, y'all ever want to see the non-AME and our illustrious host come out? Just say you're gonna get some fruit from Walmart. She might almost cuss.
Yeah, that's no way to be.
And I'm being kind because we don't do these each year.
That's no way to be.
Everybody
has the ministry. The produce department is not the ministry.
Right. So Eldridge, you definitely got a lot of stuff coming up. Like we said, we talked about the Veggie Fest, we talked about the fashion show, we talked about the body positive show.
About 4 minutes.
So we got something coming up real big that I'm excited about.
Okay, tell us more.
So Kingdom Builders, will soon be birthed out of a ministry. But one of the first things that we're doing is a thing called Faith Under Construction at the Ritz's Playground. I think Chels will also be joining us to do some.
She got mental health.
She's doing some mental health workshop. Please, guys, take your mental health serious. Most of all, when you're looking at your mental health, think about thinking healthy as well. Because it goes beyond just being okay with how you think. Some of that's got to be making healthy decisions as well. But the thing about Faith Under Construction is that we're really trying to start kind of exposing people to the truth to kind of help relieve some trauma.
Nice.
So when you think about religious trauma syndrome, it really stems from people trying to get from up underneath like a cultic type of a situation or a domineering church or even just a real overbearing religious leader. And the church has done so many wonderful things as far as helping people with their spirituality. The intention of the church was really to be a community of believers that was started by the apostles to meet the needs of believers. The definition of church is a body of believers. So it was really meant to be that network for believers. And to be honest, as time progressed, a lot of things tend to to drift away, from its intent. We've seen, the Panthers, turn into the Crips. We've seen Masons turn into more of a gang than really, this stuff turn up. So, we can't just abandon, the church because not all of our experiences was just as good. But the thing about Faith Under Construction is I believe by exposing people to discipleship, telling people what the Bible actually says, you pick it up and read it, it would actually help, some people to, to come from out of a lot of spiritual bondages.
Yeah.
You got a lot of people that still think horror movies will send them to hell.
Yeah.
You got a lot of people, that think
that old doctrine.
Right. You got a lot of people that think that just because they're struggling with sexuality and that they got a demon. When you come to the church, it's got to be more than try Jesus.
Facts.
It's literally got to be right because I throw hands. But you definitely can't approach it from a try Jesus. You got to deal with people's trauma. There's scripture that deals with, believe it or not, with everybody's trauma on every different levels. Whether you had a misunderstanding about tithing, the pastor's job isn't to control how much money you spend in or out the church.
Right.
Wait a minute. So they're not supposed to ask for my W-2s to find out?
If you got somebody out there saying you should be tithing off of your gross instead of your net, that is lording over the people, which Jesus literally forbade to the Pharisees. But if you don't have, equipped pastors, that's going to handle the word with care, or you don't have people who enter into certain arenas because of virtuous reasons, you end up with traumatized pastoring, propagating more trauma. And that's the thing that Faith Under Construction, is going to be addressing by teaching people what the book actually says, and hopefully that will bring people out of some traumatic beliefs. Because the thing about it is that some of these leaders are traumatized too. Sheep bite. And and sometimes, and I can say this because I am one, we treat the pulpit like the longest yard.
Yeah.
And if you've seen the longest yard, the prisoner was like, you mean to tell me we get to hit the guards back and we won't get in trouble? So yeah, sometimes those traumatized preachers get up there and they use that as a bully pulpit.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't gonna give me your McDonald's money. I said I was gonna say. But you know, they get a chance to hit, they stand up there and they get a chance to hit back, not realizing that they're traumatized too. And the main principle behind faith under construction is no matter what level of faith you are, your faith is always under construction.
Right.
I was in the gym. You got Big Swole Joker still working out. Clearly, he's not pleased. Straight from the continent.
It would make Chadwick proud.
It would definitely make Chadwick proud. Definitely make Chadwick proud. Is there anything else you got before we go to a quick commercial break?
I think we covered it.
We covered it all. We will be right back, and Ms. Beach and Boudreaux, Vanessa Tani will be back with a quick news break, and we will mention a couple of events, and then, of course, y'all know I got to give you my moment. Oh, this has been the Impact Radio Show, sponsored by the Florida Star. Stay tuned.
Hey.
All right. We're going to play hot potato. Eldridge, can you come sit here?
Chinese fire grill.
And I'm going to have you change our names out.
Y'all been on the side of the road and you had to get out because somebody had to pee and take over. Y'all know the Chinese fire.
I ain't never know that's what it was called.
So you see the names? The names will change. Right now, your name is up.
How do I change it? Just click on it?
So you see where it says banners? You literally just click on it.
It's a touch screen.
Yeah, you can touch it too.
So you can touch it.
Yeah, and you just hit show.
Your nose.
My nose. It's shining.
Like a bulldog. Who is this man again? Welcome back to the Impact Radio Show presented by the Florida Star. Thank you so much, DJ Will. Just a shout out. If you haven't even just called DJ Will and tell him he's doing a great job, he does an excellent job here at the station. We are always so happy to have him here. It's like butter every time we see him. It's just easy, smooth sailing. So we love you, DJ Will. Just want to take that time and give a quick shout out.
No shade to the other DJs, but we do be excited.
Anyway, a quick news break for the listeners of WCGL. Stacey Abrams delivers her One Georgia message to Camden County, and it happened to be a generational moment. On Tuesday, this is by Miranda Curry. On Tuesday, an enthusiastic crowd of supporters greeted Georgia's Democratic gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams in Kingsland, Georgia. A crowd of young and old supporters assembled at the Camden County PSA complex to hear what she would deliver for Georgians if elected governor of the state. The city of Austell, Georgia, appoints Orrin S. Hamilton as its first African-American chief of police. Chief Orrin Hamilton is the first African-American chief of police appointed within Cobb County, guys. This is big news. So congrats to Chief Orrin. New Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Leadership Office at the Cancer Center with a global impact. This is Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center at the University of Miami Miller School of Medicine has named Sophia George, PhD, the inaugural Associate Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Congratulations, Dr. Sophia. And on that note, I'd also like to give a quick shout out to Brother Rodney Hurst and the team that put together the inaugural Civil Rights Conference.
Yes, that was fun.
It was a surprise for me to go. Literally, we were on the show Thursday and I was not going. And then Friday, I went to work and they're like, hey, you're going. So we made sure we went, and you came for a little bit on the end on Saturday, and it really was impactful.
Yes, and if any First Baptist or the Oak people are out there, y'all would have been proud at Pastor McKee. He held his own on that stage, and he did the church proud. So y'all definitely shout out to Pastor McKee.
Yes,
on that.
He did. Oh, I misspoke. I wasn't going on Wednesday, but on Thursday I was going. So you guys heard the live from me last week. It was excellent. Anybody who came out there obviously knew that it was excellent. We've heard from some great speakers. Michael Eric Dyson was there, and he upset a lot of people. And we are thankful, because sometimes you got to come into the room and stir it up. You know, civil rights is human rights. And so if we look at each other like the Bible teaches us to look at each other as brothers and sisters, we'll love one another. And guess what? If we're enemies, the Bible still teaches us to do what? Love one another, right? And if they're your parents, if they're older than you, you love them. And if they're younger than you, you love them. And if you start with love, right? If you start with love, you can never go wrong.
This is facts.
So I'm going to let you take over this last few minutes.
She would come in here and like literally mess up my moment because there was so much stuff that was talked about at that civil rights con. But I'm gonna stay on assignment though. John 6, we find Jesus coming to rescue disciples in distress. He has just fed 4,000 people. Okay. Mind you, he rebuked them before he did it. He was like, y'all didn't even show up for the word. Y'all showed up for a meal because y'all heard we fed the 5,000, a stone's throw away from where we are. So after Jesus pulled the wood, we went out fried fish. So Jesus was like, I done fed y'all and y'all ain't interested in preaching. I'm gonna go over here and pray and I'm gonna send the disciples on the head. So when that happened, a storm came about. The storm had the ship, if you've ever been on a small boat, rocking and reeling. But here comes Jesus walking on the water. Now, a lot of people will be like, John didn't mention Peter. No, he walked on the water twice. So this is literally the second time that he's come walking toward them on the sea. And when they saw him, much like they did the first time, they thought he was a ghost. Right. And then he shouted out to them, nah, it's me. It's the Lord. Calm down. Y'all a little fake. This is the second call. You say, nah, it's me. It's not me, y'all. Y'all know I like to paraphrase. Hey, if the NLT can create a paraphrase, I can do the CLT. We can do Carlin translation. But the thing that I realized about that situation is the fact that if you've ever been on a boat, especially in the middle of a storm, it is not controllable. So if you're people like me, who seeks after continuity, that seeks after black and white, that seeks after, everything being seamless and according to plan, boating, especially fishing in Galilee, would not be for you, because the ebbs and flow of life are going to take you every which way. But the beautiful thing about Jesus showing up, walking on the sea, and calming the storm down, and miraculously taking them from the middle of the sea to shore, it shows you that even in the storm, God is still sovereign. Wait a minute. Now, I don't know about y'all. I ain't never tried to walk on water. I've sloshed through some waves that the shore. I was going to do it. So I want to tell y'all a story so bad, but we got 3 minutes. But we literally, in the middle of a storm, see Jesus come walking on the water, that shows you that he is sovereign even on the storm. Every time we take our kids to the beach, the tide pulls them out of our view, and we end up fussing at them more because the tide is steadily pulling them out of the view. And we tell them all the time, be conscious of the waves because they will pull you out further than they want to go. They will move you closer, to the edge than you plan on being. And that's usually how we end up approaching life. We're in here in an unshakable, movable, unstable thing called life, looking for sustainability, not realizing that God is even God of the storm.
The only sustainability.
He's the only sustainability that you can have in a storm. Because mind you, this is the same Joker that went to sleep
right
during a storm.
I'm talking about
I'm talking about snoring.
Wow. Y'all don't want to hear, but Jesus.
So bad that they literally said that the disciples had to lay hands on this man to wake him up. And his only response was, peace be still. And their response to, what kind of man is this?
Right.
That even the winds and the waves obey him. I'm trying to tell you now, God can sovereignly put himself over financial issues. He can put himself over miscommunication issues. He can put himself over job issues. He can put himself over any trauma or issue that you sustain in your life. You just got to keep your eyes on him. That's why Peter sank. He started looking at the waves and he forgot to keep his eyes on the man who remains sovereign and constant. And even with the waves beating against his boat and guiding to the shore, you can still never mind the waves and remember who's sovereign in the storm. And that is your Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. And that has been my impactful moment.
Guys, if you want to check the story out, follow African Gentleman. I'm going to make him go live. Follow African Gentleman. Thank you to Eldry, our producer. She's got Thrift Her. She got so many Eldry Co. Find her on the social medias. Myself doing talk. Thank you to the Florida Star, the Ritz Theater and Museum, Powerful Productions, Hollywood Productions.
African Gentlemen, African Ladies, soon Kingdom Builders, and we definitely want to thank all of you guys listening and giving us a reason to come out on Thursday. We love you guys so much. See you next week. Back to your regular scheduled gospel music.
Up in the right hand corner, you see